How's it going, everyone? Wick here. Before you guys start commenting below, it's about damn time you uploaded again. I just want to say that yes, I am completely aware that I am the biggest procrastinator on the face of the earth. Anyways, a couple of things before we dive into the story I have for you guys today. Number one, thank each and every one of you for helping my channel reach triple-digit subscribers. Having 100 people subscribe to your channel is a great feeling. I know my channel is tiny compared to channels with hundreds of thousands and millions of subscribers, but honestly, when you put 100 people in a room, that's actually a lot, to me anyways. I was not expecting my two Susie Lou videos to blow up like they did, and I just want to say thank you to each and every one who listened to what I had to say, and thank you so much for subscribing. Number two, since there are a lot of new folks subscribed to the channel, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Dylan, aka Wick the Gamer. I'm kinda new to the whole commentary thing, so forgive me. I upload funny moment montages for some games I play. You should definitely check those out, they're worth it. But today's video isn't really a commentary on a hot topic or a funny moments video, it's actually a story. So no more blabbering from me, here it is. So as many of you know, Red Dead Redemption 2 has an online mode simply called Red Dead Online. I'm sure most of you watching have either played it for yourself or have watched someone else play it. In fact, that's what's playing in the background right now. It's pretty complex with the economy on there and the hunting, like there's just lots to do, right? Well, if you're an OG Red Dead Redemption player back on the PS3 and Xbox 360 systems, then you might remember the original Red Dead Online. The original Red Dead Online wasn't near as complex as it is now. In fact, it was as simple as you could get in a multiplayer open world setting. To sum it up, essentially all you could do is form a posse and just run around and start fights with other posses. If I remember right, there was somewhat of an economy, but I don't really remember it serving any real purpose. And everyone had the same guns and shit. Like, you could pick up weapons and they would be yours until you signed back off. The ranking system really didn't have a purpose either. It was just kind of there. The only thing I remember you could do with the ranking system was once you leveled up all the way, you could prestige and it would reset your rank and you would unlock a new mount. Like, I remember riding around the world on a damn Longhorn and some other people were on zebras and shit. It was crazy. But it was simple and that's what made the game fun to play back then. There were no microtransactions or any of that shit. Okay, so now you guys have a basic understanding of just how simple the original Red Dead Online was back then. This was probably 2010 to 2011-ish when the original Red Dead Online was relevant. So I played this game every day after school. I was always excited to come home and just run around this western world with what friends I did have on there at the time. I had one friend in particular that I used to play all the time with, and his username was TwinkleTime10. I know, right? What a badass username. My dad even bought me a little red camouflage Bluetooth earpiece to talk to the folks on the other end, which made the game so much more enjoyable. So me and Twinkletime were in Blackwater one day just messing around and doing whatever it was we did back then, and another player by the username of XLILHW or X Little Hollywood joins my posse, and Hollywood has a mic, so all three of us start talking and playing around, of course. We're playing and having a good time, and Hollywood accidentally misreads Twinkle's username and calls him Twinkle Toes. Now, any normal human being with an IQ higher than that of a fucking germ would find that funny, especially when you're just kids and all. Which, by the way, if you don't know what Twinkle Toes are, I don't know if they're still around, but back then they were these shoes for girls that had glitter and shit all over the toes. The only reason I know what they are is because every commercial break on Nickelodeon at the time was promoting these damn things. Anyway, me and Hollywood thought it was funny, right? Honest mistake. Well, this Twinkle Time, you know what, fuck it. Twinkle Toes gets offended and goes full on Karen on the both of us and just starts killing us and just being a dick in general. That dude acted like we betrayed the fuck out of him, like we committed the ultimate offense against him or some shit. We both thought the dude would get over it, but he never did. Hollywood and I ended up playing with this dude for probably 2 more weeks before we just blocked him altogether. It got to the point where this Twinkle Toes kid would just join our lobby with his other friends and just try to start shit with me and Hollywood because Hollywood misread his username. So we ended up eventually blocking Twinkle Toes altogether, and I would say that's when Hollywood and I became really good internet friends back then. I remember the both of us getting excited to come home after school and sign into Red Dead Online just to start running around and killing folks and just having a good time. This went on for several months, coming home from school and playing every day and all. Then one day we're sitting there playing and Hollywood tells me that his PlayStation is starting to tear up, like the disc reader or something in his system's going out, you know. So we keep playing and all for, I would say, a couple more months after his PS3 initially started tearing up, and I remember asking him what he's gonna do if his console stops working, and he simply replies with, "I'll just stop playing video games." And sure as shit, one day we're playing after school, and it was late, and we were signing off for the night, and we're both like, "Alright man, holler at you tomorrow afternoon." And tomorrow afternoon never came. I signed back in that next evening, and I was ready to play, and I waited, and I waited. Nothing. Not as much as a sign in. I thought, okay, something came up, we'll just play tomorrow. Tomorrow rolls around, and same scenario. Not as much as a sign-in. No big deal. You know, things happen. I didn't really think too much about it. Then a few days turned into a few weeks, which turned into a few months. And at this point, I'm like, what the fuck, you know? I stayed persistent, though, and I regularly messaged his account in hopes that he would return, and nothing. I would say that it would be the equivalent today of Ray and I just ending all communications without a proper explanation. So fast forward to October 31st, 2014. I met what I consider my best online friend, Ray, in a GTA Online lobby, which I'm going to go into more detail into our friendship in an upcoming video here very soon. I moved on, right? Like, I knew more than likely Hollywood wasn't coming back. I'm sure everyone watching has probably experienced a similar situation where you hang out with a friend, but neither of you know that that interaction you're having right then would be your last, whether that would be in real life or on a video game. So anyway, Ray and I got to where we played every day when I got home from school and when he got off of work, which, like I said, I plan on making a separate video about that. But I never forgot Hollywood because, you know, your mind just wonders about shit like that. Like, are they still alive? And I wonder if they're doing alright. And, you know, that kind of stuff. I would say about twice a year since he signed off for the last time, I would send his account a message giving him specific instructions on how to contact me should he ever return, and just messages in general just wishing him well, you know. Because at this point, it's been over 5 years since I heard a peep from the dude. Then one day in 2017, I signed into my PS4 and I checked my messages on there, and I actually got a message on there from Hollywood, and all it said was, "Pretty good, how about you?" I was so happy to see that because then I knew, in fact, he was still living, which is obviously a good thing. So I replied to it, but then it went back to being just like before, nothing. So fast forward a few more years. The year's now 2020. You know, it's been pretty much 10 years since Hollywood and I had our first interaction on PS3. I've known and played games with Ray for 5.5 of those years. I know this is going to sound somewhat stalkerish, but I remembered Hollywood's first name, but not the state he lived in or anything like that. So naturally, me being the genius that I am, I thought, fuck it, I'll just Google his PSN name and see what pops up. I kid you not, the only thing that popped up was a Steam account, and 2 of the previous usernames on there were XLittleHollywood and Jordan, which is Hollywood's first name, of course. So I'm like, holy shit, right? Because this is obviously him. I mean, the username XLittleHollywood is extremely specific, especially to be doubled with the first name I remember the dude having. So I had the idea to try to make a Steam account with my old PSN name as the username and follow his Steam account, because I figured it would notify him, you know, and get his attention. It didn't work. So I pretty much gave up at that point. I got back on the PS4 and I messaged his account with a link to this channel, and that was pretty much the end of the story there. Until a few weeks ago, I'm at work, I get a notification on my phone from YouTube notifying me of a new subscriber, which of course I'm like, awesome, a new subscriber, you know. When I got to looking at it though, it was fucking Hollywood. Let me tell you, I about had a damn heart attack at work. What had happened, he randomly decided to dig out his old PS3 and go through the messages on it because it was broken and reading messages was about the only thing it was good for. He seen where I sent him ways to contact me and shit, and I get a notification on my phone out of the blue. So now here we are, pretty much grown at this point, right? We both got lives of our own and we're in contact again, and it's honestly as if we never really missed out on much, if that makes sense. It's just a cool story overall, and I thought I would share it with you guys. In my opinion, it was too good of a conversation piece to not share it. And believe it or not, to top it off, earlier that day, I shit you not, a good friend of mine that I used to play PS3 with all the time back in the day, his name is Gage, called me up on the phone and caught me off guard. We talked for like an hour and just caught up on how things are going, you know. I typically do not answer phone numbers I'm not familiar with, but you know, I thought it was the insurance company calling me about my truck's extended warranty, so that's why I answered it, right? And I'm honestly glad I did. Twice in the same day, 2 good friends of mine that I haven't heard from in God knows how long reached out to me, and now we're all in touch again. Like I said, it's just an overall cool story. Jordan actually has his own channel that he just recently started uploading to, and I will have a link for that in the pinned comment below. He's about to head off to training for the Army. Actually, both Gage and Jordan are about to head off for military training, so congratulations to both of them. Hell, while I'm talking about it, another old friend, V-Nemo, just the other day joined my Discord server, and she is going in the Army as well. So good job, guys and gals. I hope it works out good for y'all. Well, that's pretty much my Hollywood story. It is a really cool story, not gonna lie, or I think it is anyway. Like I said, thank you guys so much for helping me reach my goal of 100 subscribers. I want to take this quick opportunity to give a shout out to Deadeye Anon for sending traffic my way back when I had less than 20 subscribers. He helped me out a lot, and I will always be grateful. Also, a big thank you to Vandalism, Ans Chan, and Legend, and any others who helped my channel grow. I have a link to everyone in the description of this video. Please go check out their channels and support their content. With all of that out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for watching. Oh, and be looking forward to my next video because I just discovered a gold mine of an idiot to make a video on. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at WickTheGamerYT and join the Discord server linked in the description above to interact with the Wick community. As always, take care. Wick the Gamer here, reuniting with old friends, signing out.